tell you, let me get on there with non-event. Wasn't thinking about moving, so I just sat here for a minute. Now it's my idea to move. And when I take a hold of him a little bit, he's a little bracy in his face, so I'll just keep a hold of him until he tucks his nose. I don't want him to put his head down too low. Just give me some softness. There we go. Right here, Kevin, I'm going to use my left leg as we go around, just to help keep his body to the outside and help him to keep looking to the left. He's looking to the right, looking outside those other horses, so when I use that left leg, that helped bring him back in. Now he's looking over at him that way, but he was wanting to turn that way, and I wasn't ready for that, so I'm going to go straight here. Now I've got my right leg in him, get his body over to the left, and he just kind of danced around there just a little bit as he's pushing in with his shoulder there, until that shoulder stood up and moved over to the left. He was just bracy and pushing in over here, but now he's pretty soft. I'm going to just ask him to go forward up into that bridle a little bit, keep on that soft feel. You feel that snorting is usually an indication that they're not as comfortable as they could be, but he's not doing anything wrong, really. He's listening to me and letting me fix his body. By fixing his body, I mean just putting it in a position where he's not pushing in or falling out. Yeah, he's got his shoulder pushing in, his hip going out. And when he struck off in that canter, a little more hoppy than I would like for him to be, but it's all right. I don't care. He's sorting through a field right now, and I just didn't let him have his way. I stayed steady there with him. Let's see if we can. I'd like for him to look a little further around to the right. Just get stopped here. Kind of run through that stop, so I'll keep a hold of him till he's backing. Now let him sit here. This is a reward. I wouldn't have backed him if he would have stopped, but he didn't stop, so I backed him. So this is a reward for backing. So I'm trying to remind him that the release is behind him, not out ahead of him. I ask him to turn to the left here and then walk. I'm on a canter this way, going into wrong lead, and then when he did canter, he just stuck his nose up against my hands, wallered his head around, so I'm just going to fix that, and then we'll go again. Jumped over his shoulder because his hip was going out to the right. I'm going to take two hands here and see if I can help him, because he's just wanting to shoulder in. Yeah. Get that hip coming to the inside. Get him thinking about leaving that hip in there, because he's just thinking about throwing his hip to the outside and avoiding taking the correct lead because his hip was going out. He's a little frustrated because I'm not letting him stick that hip out there, holding it in there. I'm not holding it in there, but I'm putting enough pressure on that when he does strike off, I reached over my right shoulder and struck him on the hip there a little bit to help him get the correct lead. Not so much with my leg, but by reaching back like this, that put me in a position to get his hip. That loads up my outside seat bone more, which is going to put his hip over a little bit more like that. And then the energy coming from behind both times I asked for it like that, he just steps right into a nice correct lead. Again, when he stopped, he didn't stop, he just pushing on my hands. Wallering all over that stick on the ground instead of listening. He just probably needed a little more support, Kaylin, than you were giving him. And by that I mean there for him when you needed to be, but out of him when you needed to be, when he was okay. Letting him be okay.